I don't have a way to set this thing in from the upside down, because I only set it in upside down for this one job. So I've got to just simply level this in place. I only have to do it once, so there's no point in setting up a bunch of blocks like I have for here. Actually, I said I only have to do it once. I got to do it again for the trigger guard, but that'll be a little while, and I can manually level it. I don't think 1/4 inch is wide enough for this trigger. Just in case I have to put this thing back in here and it be level, I'm going to mark the face of this vise. That way I can locate it. I know it's sitting down on this vise, and on this one it's floating off the bottom, so if I put a mark here and here, that'll let me know how far it goes left and right and up and down, and I can relocate that, which is important in this business, to be able to put it back in the same place. Probably what's going to throw me off, hold me off from going down, as far as these cuts will allow me to go down, is this safety. I'll probably have to take out the edge of this safety over here on this side before I can get it down in there very far. And the fact that this box magazine, it's got square corners on the back of it. The front of it's round. I got those made out, but the back, I'm going to have to hand chisel that out in the back and square them up. My light's on the wrong side. I'm doing this by braille. That's better. Alright, my box goes in. It's a little snug, but I'm okay with snug. Now my safety, well, when that box sits in there, that barrel is right down the middle. I mean, it's just held by that box, and that barrel is absolutely in the middle. So this safety sits over here on this side and gets milled out about that much. I'm hitting something pushing me forward, and I don't know what it is. Maybe down inside here where the trigger is touching the bottom of this mill. That may be what it is. And you don't want to put a lot of pressure on these Remington triggers. They're very weak. They're some sort of, yeah, that's what it is. They're some sort of alloy. I don't know if they're aluminum or pot metal or something. I actually broke one time. This guy he wasn't going to use the Remington trigger anyway. It was a custom made 700. This guy was left-handed, but he shot a right-handed rifle, And so I made a right-handed rifle that had a left-handed cheek piece. Real pretty gun turned out. As a matter of fact, I put it on one of my business cards. And he was not going to use that factory trigger. He's going to put a Timney on there, and I snapped that little trigger right there. Just set it down one day when I was, taking it in and out. Set it down on my rubber mat over here and just put it on. Just happened to hit it on that trigger. Away it went. But I guess that was a cheap lesson because he wasn't going to use it anyway. Where it's centered. Now these are bigger than the barrel. These are just a means of me centering it visually. Sometimes it really would be helpful to have 3 hands. And marking this barrel is one of the next things I'm going to do. As I get lower and lower, as I mill this out and it goes down deeper and deeper, I'll refine these marks. But all I'm doing now is just an initial. This is about where it goes. Stay inside these lines and you'll be okay. This little block right here, this is a gauge that lets me set this thing down in here. That tells me if I mill it out where that'll set down in that milling, in that bed, if it'll fit in there. This is the bottom radius of a Remington receiver. I spent about an hour making that little gauge one day. This is the Mauser end of it, and that's the Remington. It really helps in seating one. You can see where you're hitting. The width across this receiver is 1.357, the receiver part, and the barrel where it tapers on down. So if I cut it out to that, or probably 1.36, I'll be good. See how my little block is not sitting down in there? It's got to go down further. It's too tight. I like my meal. I have a good friend in Polk County, Tennessee named Jason. He talked me into getting this. He talked me into especially getting this lateral feed, and I'm so glad he did, because I'd get tired of cranking that wheel over there a million times. Jason was a very knowledgeable man, a tremendous ballistician, pretty good gunsmith. Even though he wasn't licensed for that, he knew how to fix them. He was like one of these horse whisperers, except he was a gun whisperer.